because you told me the story about being in Vegas and missing the first 2 games and stuff like that. And I only ask you this because I know that you're sober now. Do you ever look back and think about like moments you might have missed out on, like that one maybe?
Oh man, so many times.
Really?
So many times, it's like I think back, what was I doing? You know what I mean? But at the time, like people, they don't realize, like when I went to the rehab, I started really learning, no offense to nobody who drinks or nothing, you know what I mean? I'm not a dry drunk, but I started learning that when you're drunk like that, so waking up, drinking and doing, you just don't realize you thinking everything's Crimsons and Clover. My life is normal, perfect. But like you're saying, now that I'm sober, now I'm like, damn, there's times where I wanted to see that. Now I can't go back and see Gordo, you know what I mean, perform like he would. And it's never going to happen. First, right? But
so let's rewind a little bit, because you mentioned being in rehab, and I've been in rehab as well. And I've talked about it on this podcast. So tell me about that. How long ago was it and what happened?
My story, okay, so is what happened with me back, I would say from, Gordo, what year did you guys graduate?
08. Well, he was, I think he's the same exact year as me, so probably 08 as well.
08, so Gordo probably graduated college in 2012, I would say. Finished it. Didn't graduate at that time, but finished it. So I'm thinking, it's about between 2010 and 2000, I was just getting in trouble. You know what I mean? I had picked up a charge for the couch. I had took a couch from Ashley Furniture. I was working there at the time, which, not thinking, you know what I mean? I'm thinking there's a couch, I could get away with it, which I was, you know what I mean? Which I regret. And anyways, I took the couch. Next thing I know, I was indicted, you know what I mean? In trouble. I was supposed to be reporting on probation or whatever. Never went. Never went. So I had gotten pulled over for my taillight. They arrested me, of course, because I had the warrant, took me in. And I was in there, I think, maybe 6 months just in the county jail. And then finally they let me out. They're like, okay, we're going to put you back on probation and this and that. You got to comply. So I was complying with them. But dude, I was just failing. You know what I mean? Dirty UA after UA, not complying what they wanted with community service. Because I don't know if you've really been on felony probation or whatever you want to call it, but they're pretty strict about you doing your community service. If they assign you to a class or something, you got to be on it. It's a violation. And I ignored it. So I ended up getting in some trouble. You know what I mean? Some more. And petty shit. You know what I mean? Nothing massive to where I was out just like, for example, I got pulled over. I was in possession of a controlled substance. Shit like that. You know what I mean? 2 or 3 of them, finally, they're like, look, you're going to have to do some time. You know what I mean? So I ran. I ran, dude. I had been on the run, I think, until my daughter was born. And that's when I was like, you know what? This is when I started snapping. I actually, I was talking to this guy that I was locked up with, and this guy was a big old prison dude. You know what I mean? Deep into he's like, what are you doing here? He's like, what are you doing in jail? You got a good family. Your brother plays ball. I mean, what's your purpose here? You know what I mean? Like spitting knowledge to me, something that I'd never really heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like telling me the potential. I was doing work duty in there, And so anyways, I got out. I posted bond. My girlfriend at the time got me out. And dude, I just was violating again. And then so finally, like I said, the little one was born. And I just told myself, look, you can't be that dad that's going to get arrested 5 or 6 years later when your daughter's already of age and knowing. So I turned myself in. I called the probation. I said, hey, I'm ready to go to jail. You know what I mean? What do I have to do to take care of my situation and whatever's going on? So, she was like, well, come in here, blah, blah, blah. So I suited up, 5 pairs of boxers. People who've been to jail, they know the routine.
Double
6
up,
pairs of
triple
socks.
up.
Yes. So I went in there, of course, I just had a little girl, you know what I mean? Heart's racing. And so they're like, well, you're facing 6 years just from being on the run, and a bunch of shit. And like I said, I went back to my cell, and next thing I know, the next day, the district attorney, they offered me a plea. They're like, well, we could give you 2 years. You know what I mean? Right away in my mind, I'm like, where do I sign? I'm guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I would have fought it, went to a jury, they're going to find me guilty regardless. A jury's you go to a jury trial, that's 80% of your time. So I probably would have done 4 to 5 years. You get what I'm saying? Instead of the 18 months I did.
So you knew if I go to trial, I'm going to be guilty.
Yeah, because you go to trial, that's when they start throwing it out. Trial, the district attorney is going to throw everything. They have videotape, the evidence they have on you of what you did, etc. You know what I mean? For any case, you know what I mean? And I was guilty. So I'm like, I'm not going to go to a jury trial and try to fight it when I know I'm in trouble. So what am I going to do? 6 or 2 years? You know what I mean? So I got lucky and did 18 months, and they were gonna ready to let me out. You know, of course I had to talk to a person. I'm like, I want to see if I could go to a rehab. You know, I'm not ready. I still feel.
So you started looking into this while you were in jail still?
While I was in jail still. You know what I mean? So I was like, I need help. I'm an addict at the time. You know what I mean? I was doing meth, drinking heavily, shit that going downhill. You know, going downhill big time. And I mean fast. I had been hospitalized in 1 year, I think 93 times. You know what I mean? And I still got the papers and stuff that remind me of those times. You know what I mean? I look and I'm like, dude, like you said, I'm thinking back, what was I doing?
Yeah.
And I would end up there, my pancreas would get inflamed. I don't know if people know too much about the pancreas, but the pancreas is like a little thing behind your stomach. It can't be, people always told me, why can't you get it removed? You can't, it's impossible. You know what I mean?
So why is it getting inflamed? Because of the drinking?
Because of the drinking.
Okay.
The drinking. And it would come and go. Like I could drink for 5 months and not feel it, but I could drink one night and feel it. Would just depending how much it could take. And dude, it's the most horrible pain ever. When you get to the hospital, you can't eat, drink nothing. You're on an IV because you can't afford that thing inflame. If your pancreas, I like to explain it to people. It's like the thing that's inside of a deer when you kill it. Mm-hmm. You know, when you kill a deer and you're cutting it and gunning it, they're like, don't hit that little thing by its heart, because if you hit that poison thing.
I've never killed a deer.
Anyways, if you kill,
but if I do, I'll stay away from that.
If you kill a deer, people who know, you know, from hunting, when you cut it open and are gutting it, there's this little thing that if you cut, it's gonna leak this toxin and it ruins all the meat. Basically, what your pancreas is, that little thing explodes or erupts, you're done.
So your pancreas is essentially detoxing all the crap you put in your body.
Yes. You know, and I still feel it at times. Not as sharp pain as that, where I have to take Pepto-Bismol, maybe a Tylenol or two. I fucked it up. It's done, you know?
So you knew in jail, you already had this issue, you were getting out, and was it your idea to look into rehabs? I talked
to my mom, and then I'm like, you know what, Mom, I need help. You know what I mean? They seen it. They know, you know, so a rehab accepted me. It's called Hoy Recovery in Española. And, I ended up in there for 4 months. I sat there and I got out, and I've been sober ever since. Something, I don't know what.
How long were you in there?
4 months.
4 months?
120 days.
And Hoy Recovery is a residential treatment center for the people listening. So it's like you live there.
Yes, you live there. It has a woman's side and a male side, and it's real structural. You know, you wake up at 6, you're going to classes all day, and you have your bedtime a certain time at 8:30. And, you know, it's real. And man, something, I don't know what it was, just sparked me in there.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you're enjoying watching these clips, then head over to the description so you can go watch the entire podcast episode, or go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, search Talk It Up, look for the gold logo, and start watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.